This is called the buy impulse. So on the 1 hour chart, if you want to get in for a little bit of a swing, you can get in right now. Let's look for opportunities to make money on the stock market. Let's look at Tesla stock first. So Tesla is down $1.02. That's 0.43%, closed at 233.94. Post-market, we are pretty much even Steven. Tesla is back into its second downward channel. The stock is trending down. So this is not the time to buy at all. Where is it going to go next? We have some support at 226.85. So it's really possible. It's a theoretical possibility that we come back here and bounce on this. If we do this and then start breaking this downward resistance again, then we can start thinking at maybe getting back in. So check up with me every single day. I'm going to keep you posted. I do a video every single day, but right now, this is not the time on the daily chart. And also on the 1 hour chart, it is not the time either to catch a little bit of a swing. Let's look at the VIX. VIX is the fear factor of the stock market. When the VIX is down, the stock market tends to go up. We like when the VIX is going down. And right now, we are very close to 1264, which is a support that we had in the past. This is the lowest point the VIX has been since, if we go back right here, since January of 2020, approximately. We are in a good period in order to see stocks going up. In terms of the US bonds, the 10-year bond, the lower the bonds are, the better it is for the stock market. So we have had recently this big move down, but if we look overall, we are still going up quite a lot since 2020. But right now, we have a little bit of a move down. So we are happy to see it. We started to go back up right here. But when we are going back up without a stochastic over 60, this is not to be believed. There is some possibility that we start going back down again. And to further reinforce this position, we have some resistance right here at 4.083 that we tried to break above and we could not break above. We have two signs here that we might not going up too soon. US dollar, the same thing. When it goes down, the stock market tends to go up. So we had a big move down. Now we are having a little bit of a bounce. The same thing right here. Stochastic is not over 60. This means so far that this should not be believed. But if we start breaking this resistance right here that we cannot seem to break so far, if we start breaking 102.756, then we could be getting also stochastic over 60 at the same time. We could be starting another move up, but so far it has not happened. Let's take a look at some EV stocks that we are watching. So Rivian had a nice run recently, very nice run, but it could not break 24.62 and then it came back down. Even broke an important support at 19.53 right here, support that held it back up in August. The stock came down, then bounced on that support that was also used in July. But right now, we have just gone through that support. We are not far from it, so there's always a possibility that we come back above it. But if we look at stochastic at 19 instead of the 60 that we needed when we want stocks to go higher, then chances are that it happens tomorrow are very slim. XPeng is almost close to its $12 support. We'll see if this holds, but this is definitely not the time to buy. NIO, the same thing, going down. We are down almost 2%, so don't touch this one. VinFast is up today, but it has just been outside of its bullish channel right here. This is not the time to buy yet. If we start going back above 733 and if stochastic starts to go back above 60, then we are going to consider it again. Okay, Apple. So Apple came down recently, but it stopped at support at 180.24, support that was used in September of this year. There's an expanded support that was happening at 182.87. And then we started to consolidate a little bit just under 185.62. With a break of 185.62 with a stochastic over 60, we could go in. We could have gone in on the daily chart, but since we don't have stochastic over 60, this is risky. You can always do what you want, but this is risky. If we switch on the 1 hour chart, that's another thing. On the 1-hour chart, this is giving us more buying opportunity. We have resistance at 185.62, which we have broken. So the stock was stuck right here in this congestion zone. The stock was just going sideways. The movement was just noise. But now that we are breaking above 185.62, this is no longer noise. This is called the buy impulse. So on the 1-hour chart, if you want to get in for a little bit of a swing, you can get in right now. The swing can stop as early at 189.85. So that's a couple of bucks there per share. But if you buy a couple of options, then you can get a couple of $100 easily right here. Put a stop loss just a little bit below 185.62. I would put it just below this wick right here, which is the low of today, which is 185.27. So make it 185 and just make it a little bit lower than that run number at 185. So put it at 184.70 something. ARM is still into its bullish channel. This is bullish. ARM is going up. If you buy it, it should be going up. But if you bought it on December 28, then yes, you are suffering a little bit of a move down. But if you hold it a little bit, as long as it holds this support right here, you should be good to go. Of course, if you want to increase your chance and decrease your risk, then you can try to buy it when it's close to the support. Here it was on support, went a little bit higher, was close to support. You can buy when it's close to support, and then you have a higher chance of being in the black right away. If you buy close to the resistance, then you might suffer a little bit of a move down or a bigger move down. But the overall move is that it is going up. But short term, we are seeing some move down right here. And then on top of it, we have stochastic that is below 60. So this is telling me that there's a chance that Nvidia moves further down. I would wait a little bit to see if it comes back here and starts to bounce. And this would be a great entry point to get back up. Palantir, okay, Palantir is doing something new. It was into a downward bearish channel right here. Now it broke it. This is one of the first criteria that we need to have in order to buy a stock. It needs to break a downward resistance. Then it needs to break a horizontal resistance. Then we need to have stochastic over 60. So at least we have one of the three criteria. So let's wait a little bit to see what the future holds for Palantir. Nvidia, we had the perfect textbook move. It was not into a downward channel, but it was into a horizontal congestion zone. It was congested. So the tug of war between the buyers and sellers was between 397.59 and 505.61. And the stock price was moving up and down like this. And then it started to bounce higher. Instead of bouncing right here, bouncing, started to bounce higher. So it means that it was creating a new bullish channel, and this is how we have represented it. And as soon as we had the break of 505.61, this was the time to buy. I called it on Monday mornings. You can take a look at my videos of this week. I called it right here. I purchased a call at 510, expiry at the end of the month right here, and I rode it until today. I switched to the 1-hour chart, and on the 1-hour chart, I get a lot more resolution to see what is happening. And then I started to see that it was stabilizing right here. So because I bought an options and options decay with time, I did not want to lose the value that I had accumulated. I paid $2,000 for my option and I sold it at 3,800. So $1,800 in my pocket in 2 days. This is close to 100% return in 2 days. Then I'm going to see what is happening. And if I see that it starts to break its previous high right here at 546, let's call it 546, then I'm going to go back in for another swing. But at least I have that money in my bank account. Nobody can take it away from me. Let's look at the stock indices. Stock indices are cooling down a little bit. We see that we have a congestion zone right here. This is just a cool down. This is a healthy thing. We cannot trust something that always goes up all the time. It's bound to come down. it needs to pause. It can go higher and higher, but it needs to pause a little bit before. So this is what it's doing. So we'll see if it starts to go higher or just starts to weaken a little bit. S&P 500, the same thing. This is just going sideways. NASDAQ, also the same thing. Let's look at gold. Gold, this is the congestion zone of gold. Nothing to see here. Nothing to do here. Silver, it is even going down like this. Silver is into a downward trend. So never buy something that is going down. Even though the price gets cheaper and cheaper, it's going to continue to get cheaper and cheaper. So wait until it stopped going down. Bitcoin, we had a congestion zone right here at 44,706 and we broke it. So this was a buy impulse. We had stochastic over 60. This was the time to get in. Now it's pulling back a little bit, but we are still closing above 44,706. If we start closing below, then it's okay to get out. We sometimes have false buy impulses, but so far this is still holding. So the jury is still out on that one. Ripple. Okay, Ripple is starting to move a little bit. We had a congestion zone right here. And then we went even lower, but we cut another support at 54.8 cents. And now look at this. We are bouncing on this. And we are breaking a previous horizontal resistance. We have stochastic over 60. This is a buy impulse on Ripple. So if you wanted to get back in, this is the time to get back in. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, you can become a YouTube member. You can click on my TradingView affiliate link. If you become a member, you can get all of those lines. You can get all of those lines and copy them on your TradingView account. You just need to select the TradingView link tier. And I do a video like this every single day and also do a live on Sunday for my members. So have a great evening. We are going to talk tomorrow and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.